This is every spear and mace technique from beginner to pro in one video. Let's get into it. First up, attribute swapping. This is when you switch from one item to another right before hitting, applying the stats of the first item while benefiting from the enchantments, reach, and traits of the second. This is the foundation of almost every technique in this video, so make sure you nail this before moving on. To do it, press your item keybind and left click at the exact same time, which is why having proper keybind set up is essential. You'll see this used across multiple techniques, including lunge swapping, stun slamming, and spear reach swapping. Next, spear dashing. To do this, press your spear keybind and left click at the same time. Then immediately switch to a low cooldown item, like food, wind charges, or bare hands. This resets your cooldown so you can lunge again. Repeat this to continuously dash forward at high speed. The next technique is pearl catching, and there are 3 types: vertical, horizontal, and insta-pearl catch. For the vertical pearl catch, throw a wind charge below you to get some height. Look up, throw a pearl, and immediately follow up with another wind charge. Make sure you are completely still when doing this, or it won't work. For the insta-pearl catch, look up and press your pearl keybind and left-click simultaneously. Then immediately do the same with your wind charge. This is faster and more consistent than the vertical method. For the horizontal pearl catch, look at an angle. Not too high and not too low. Throw a pearl, slightly bring your aim down, and immediately throw a wind charge. This is the hardest of the 3 and only comes with a lot of practice. All 3 types require keybinds, so make sure those are set up before attempting any of these. Moving on to the intermediate techniques, starting with pearl grappling. This is where you throw a pearl onto your opponent and immediately follow up with a mace hit. It doesn't deal much damage on its own, but the real value is the height you gain from it. To do this, when your opponent is in the air, aim slightly below them, throw a pearl, and hit them with your mace. Like most techniques, this comes with practice. Next up is spear reach swapping. This one is pretty simple. Before hitting with your mace, hold your spear to apply its reach. The spear has an attack range of 4.5 blocks, compared to 3 blocks for every other item. This lets you hit your opponent from further away, giving you a significant reach advantage. This can also be used in stun slamming, which we'll cover next. The last intermediate technique is wind charge resetting. On most PvP servers like Flow PvP, PvP Club, and Minemen, you can do this by simply throwing a wind charge at your feet while you're in the air. This cancels your falling momentum and keeps you airborne. This works best after pearl catching, as it gives you more time to reposition and follow up with an attack. Mastering this will give you much better control in the air during fights. The first advanced technique is stun slamming. Despite looking complicated, there's actually a really easy way to do this consistently. First, wind charge up to gain height. Then, while falling down, press your axe keybind and left click at the same time to disable your opponent's shield. And immediately follow up by pressing your mace keybind and left click at the same time to hit them. To make this easier, hold your spear before disabling the shield to apply its 4.5 block reach, giving you a bigger window to land the hit. This is hard at first, but with practice, it becomes something you can do without thinking. The last technique is called D-tapping with spear and mace. This is where you hit your opponent with the spear first to pop their totem, then immediately finish them off with the mace. To do this, gain height through pearl catching, then charge your spear by holding right-click. Hit your opponent with the spear to pop their totem, then instantly press your mace keybind and left-click together. This technique requires extreme precision and timing, but with enough practice, you will be able to pull it off consistently. Now, here are a few tips to help you get better at spear and mace. First, always play with hitboxes turned on. Second, there are a lot of good mods for spear and mace, but the top ones are Sodium, Pearl Optimizer, Totem Tweaks, and Small Hands. Small Hands makes your items appear smaller, and Totem Tweaks makes your totem pop size smaller, which helps with visibility. Third, use practice maps like Theobald the Bot and Till's Stunslam map to practice techniques. Fourth, slow the game down using tick rate commands to practice harder techniques like stun slamming at a pace you can actually learn from. And finally, turn particles off for a cleaner and clearer gameplay experience. And that's almost every spear and mace technique, from beginner to pro. If you made it this far, drop a like. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Subscribe to help me hit 100 subscribers by the end of June. And go check out my other videos on spear and mace mistakes and Elytra rocket making. Links will be on screen. Join the Discord if you want to practice with other players or ask questions. I'll see you in the next one.